You look dashing, Andy.
Dashing is the word I want to. It's the word I want to hear today. Dashing. All right. Well, we're dashing into a new subject for our PAs.
Okay, let's go.
I'm here to play games today.
Personal property and contents. This is probably one of the most lucrative things a PA can do, but it's also the most time consuming, most difficult. And most PAs that are on their own and are small and are starting out find it very hard and overwhelming. For our firm, for example, we have a whole staff that handles personal property and we've built a team around it. So I'll try to share with you guys kind of the gist of it and give you an idea and steps of how to do it, how to make it easy if you already don't know. So let's start. Another name for personal property is contents. Personal property, otherwise known as contents, is very important. For example, you have a fire, everything that has to be thrown out and replaced has to be inventoried on a contents sheet. Let's just start with that contents sheet. Any new PAs that don't have a contents worksheet, don't have the Excel form, reach out to us, send us an email, put a request on our website, and we will send you a contents worksheet for free. It's an Excel one. It's one that you can import to exact contents. So we'll get to that in a second. But ask us and we'll get this to you. Someone from the office will send you a copy. And again, a contents worksheet is just an Excel sheet that has name of the item, the price you paid, the age of the item, and some other columns. But most importantly, you have the item and the price you paid for it, or the price that it's cost to replace today. Let's get into this and how this would happen if you had a fire, for example, when you go into your client's home and you're inventorying contents. Let's just say we're jumping into a room. The first room that we go into, everything is charred and it's smoked up. You're gonna work clockwise. So either you can work from left to right of the room or right to left, whatever is easier, but don't jump all over the room. It's one of the mistakes we see. People go in rooms, just take some pictures and they get overwhelmed. But if you can work your way from clockwise and let's say, okay, chair, TV, something, and you work your way, that's going to be your easiest way to inventory everything. Now, how do you inventory, or how do I write this down? Do I carry a sheet with me? What do I do? Good question. There's a couple items, a couple different ways you can do it. One of the ways we have one of our team members do it is they would go in and they would record everything. So they would either record each item, and then we have a recording of it, and then we have our in-house staff take that and now inventory it into the exact contents worksheet. Or another way is we'll take a photograph of each item, every single item, and then have the in-house staff inventory and price each item. But the most important thing in the beginning is getting a list of those items. The only two ways to get them is either you take a pictures of each item, or you can again record it, or there's another third way. You can also use a program called Dragon Speech. Once you say the item, it goes into a worksheet, and that was worked out for us as well and saved us a lot of time. So let's just say you've identified all the items in the room that's damaged. Well, now you have to put it on this worksheet, and there's two different ways. If you're starting out and you're small, you might be familiar with Xactimate, but you might not be able to afford Exact Contents. Exact Contents is a program offered by Xactimate. It's just exactly like their program to estimate damage to a home and their software, but this is going to be for contents. And you would, let's just say you took the first step and you photographed everything. Well, now you'd be going through the photographs and finding the item in Exact Contents, and Exact Contents actually prices the item out for you. It's a very tedious process, but you then have pricing that the insurance company can take to their vendor and they can't really fight or dispute because you found this item in the same program they're going to be using to verify. And you know, insurance companies do use companies like Inservio and some other ones to actually verify pricing of your items. Another way would be if you don't have Exact Contents and you just are trying to do this on your own, no problem. Don't get overwhelmed. You're gonna put the item, let's say you have your photos, you have mirror, you put it on mirror, and you Google the price, right? So it sometimes helps to have two screens. If you can have two monitors, where on one you have your worksheet, your Excel worksheet with all the open list, and on the other screen you either have all the photos, or you're listening to your recording, but now you need a screen and you need somewhere to look this up. So that's where you would have another screen open and you'd be Googling the items, right? You literally use Google, open up Google and start, Milwaukee 18-volt drill and see what price it is. The most constant price is the price you would put in for the replacement cost, and that would be your item. So you'd have your item, drill, you'd have the price to replace. So drill, $100. And now you also have to have the age of the item. Aging the items, so once you've done your entire list and you have all the items, you have all the prices, you have to age the items. So you should be able to tell by most of the items what the ages are, or you can send your list to the insured and have the insured age everything and then Once they age it, that's when you have a complete list. Now with that list is what you would submit to the insurance company with your photos. Even if you are recording and doing voice recording of all the items, you still want to go back and take your overall photos or any close-up or anything that's in the drawers. So you have documentation and supportive documents if the insurance company says, well, they threw this out, where was this, right? You can go back to your photos, your files, pull that up. There's no argument in that. Again, don't want anyone to get overwhelmed by any of this, but contents inventorying, time consuming, but it is very lucrative. There's a lot of money for PAs to be made in actually inventorying contents and doing it, as most people that don't, homeowners that have fires, businesses, this is a very daunting and overwhelming process. And when we have clients say, well, we're gonna do it on our own, and then we get their list months later and you know that they missed half, if not more, of their home items and the pricing is way off. That's how important it is to be a PA and be a full PA. If you're gonna be in the realm of doing large loss and handling fire claims or large water claims business, you have to provide the service or have to get with the company. If you need any more help or any more advice, reach out to us. Remember, don't settle, get more, and look forward to seeing you guys in the field.